Japan is a land of contrasts, where futuristic skyscrapers rise beside ancient temples and high-speed trains pass by. Among its bustling cities and peaceful countryside lie places frozen in time, spaces once filled with life and now left for nature to reclaim. Today we're exploring two incredible abandoned places in Japan, Nara Dreamland and Hawaii Dreamland, two big projects that reflect Japan's ambition, economic shifts and the haunting beauty of decay. The Nara Dreamland was the Disneyland that wasn't. Imitating the layout of Disneyland's Californian cousin, complete with a Sleeping Beauty castle and Matterhorn Mountain, Nara Dreamland was Japan's ambitious attempt to capture the magic of Disney. The story begins in the early 1950s, where Japanese businessman Kunizu Matsuto visited Disneyland in the United States. Inspired by its grand design and whimsical attractions, Matsu returned to Japan with dreams of recreating that wonder. He even met with Walt Disney and hired engineers to draft plans mirroring the American park. However, licensing costs were extortionate and Matsu eventually rebranded the park as Nara Dreamland. The park opened its gates in 1961, featuring 5 themed areas: the Land of the Future, the Land of the Past, the Land of Illusions and Adventureland, and Main Street. It boasted a roller coaster with double corkscrew, bobsled rides around the mountain and even a submarine experience. For decades, it drew crowds from across Japan, symbolising the nation's growing prosperity and embrace of Western-style recreation. By the early 2000s, however, the park began to deteriorate, economic conditions shifted, and the competition from Universal Studios in Japan, which opened in Osaka in 2001, siphoned off visitors. Nara Dreamland closed its gates for good in 2006, leaving behind eerily preserved remnants of its former glory. Ticket booths still stand next to ride entrances, carriages remain perched on roller coaster tracks, and even chairs and coffee machines gather dust in empty restaurants. Despite heavy fines of 100,000 yen, around $10,000 for trespassing, night vision cameras and hourly patrols, urban explorers continue to sneak past the barriers, driven by the haunting beauty of this modern ruin. Our next exploration takes us to Hawaii Dreamland, a forgotten paradise that once symbolised Japan's post-war optimism and architectural integrity. Designed by the visionary architect Kisho Kurokawa, a leader of the Metropolis movement, Hawaii Dreamland was constructed in the 1960s as an idyllic escape where visitors could reconnect with nature and experience futuristic architecture. Kurokawa envisioned a resort as a utopia, an oasis away from urban congestion where nature and design coexisted harmoniously. The resort was structured accordingly to the Metabolist principles, which emphasized organic growth, modularity, and adaptability in architecture. Kurokawa believed that buildings should be capable of evolving alongside societal changes, much like living organisms. Hawaii Dreamland became a physical manifestation of this ideal, with modular units and eco-conscious designs that were far ahead of their time. Its structures were orientated to capture natural light, harness ventilation, and integrate lush Yamagata mountains. During its heyday in the 1970s and 80s, Hawaii Dreamland was dubbed the Hawaii of Japan. It served as the luxurious getaway with sprawling pools, modernist hotel rooms, and communal lounges that embodied Japanese concept of wa, harmony. However, the economic bubble that had fueled Japan's rapid growth began to burst in the late 1980s, and Hawaii Dreamland fell victim to the downturn. By the early 90s, the resort was abandoned, left to rust. Urban explorer Toms, known for his book Haikyo and the Modern Ruins of Japan, described the site as a surreal landscape where time stands still. According to him, these images raise questions regarding the daily experiences we have and the perceptions we hold, and encourage conversations on population, economy, infrastructure, and the environment, resulting in a narrative that speaks volumes regarding human condition. Kurokawa's design philosophy for Hawaii Dreamland was rooted in the metamorphosis theory of architecture, a concept that saw cities as evolving living organisms. This approach embraced fluidity and adaptability, envisioning structures that could grow and change with the needs of society. Hawaii Dreamland was a perfect case study. Its modular design allowed it to expand organically, whilst its sustainable infrastructure reflected a deep respect for nature. Despite its grandeur and innovative design, Hawaii Dreamland was demolished around 1975, and residential towers were erected on its grounds. The utopian vision of nature and urbanization coexisting seamlessly was replaced by practical demands of city expansion, a poignant reminder of how economic realities often override architectural dreams. Abandoned places like Nara Dreamland and Hawaii Dreamland captivate the imagination because they are tangible echoes of ambition, optimism, and decline. Bright colours now fade under layers of dust and rust, while nature slowly reclaims what humanity once built. They are symbols of a different era, monuments to dreams left behind. In their quiet solitude, these ruins tell stories of economic shifts, architectural experimentation, and cultural change. More than just relics, they are hauntingly beautiful reminders of impermanence, each cracked facade and broken ride carrying whispers of the laughter and life once filled their spaces. These forgotten utopias remind us that even the grandest visions are vulnerable to time, leaving behind echoes of once what was, and questions of what one might have been.